Sports talk conversations with a good laugh mixed in. This is the Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Okay. These two are going to be a little out of alphabetical order. Mission Services Companies down there in Midland and Odessa, but I need to do them right now because we're back on down there in Midland and Odessa. For all your oil and gas properties that have weeds, and you can't have weeds down there in the oil patch. You got to get rid of them. Well, Mission Services can do that for you. I'm going to give you the number and the fella to call. Call Tyler at 806-632-6325. And literally, we've been saying for 15 years, ask for the Thetford and Ashby discount, and we've been sort of kidding, but there actually is one with Mission Services. So anyway, go to our friends. And this one you think, well, it's out of order because it's a Q, Q4. But let me tell you, it's up there with the C's for Cardinal Sports Center. That's the old Cardinal Sports Center, and it's getting to be several years ago that it's been Q4 with Brad Wyatt. And it's Brad was with Tony and the Cardinal family for years and years and years. He took it over, still locally owned, locally operated, out there on the South Slide, right south of Loop 289. So anyway, we love our friends at Q4. All right, Gus. Hey, let's talk ropes real quick before we leave high school. Y'all had a couple of guys that ran in the track meet, then loaded up, and went and played in the baseball game. Let's see. Guys' names were Mason
Marmolejo.
There you go. Sounds like something that'd be pretty good to eat. Mm-hmm. Mason Marmolejo and Branson Cimental. That makes more sense. Cimental. All right. They ran in the track meet and then got in the car and went and played. That's great.
Yeah, it is.
And I think they won. Is Ropes winning?
Yes, I think they won their area round series against West Texas Stinnett.
Okay. Good. Hey, Ropes has got it all going on out there. As the city starts heading west, which it's done for the last, I guess, 100 years. Yeah. And the athletes tend to go west with them. Ropes is fixing to be real good, just like New Home, just like Friendship and Cooper. As the city heads that way, they tend to get the athletes, and they've got them out there, or getting them out there at Ropes. All right, Gus, I've got lots of things to talk to you about. You want to talk more about the baseball game, or is that pretty much enough?
I'm done unless there's somebody has a specific question. But
here's something I noticed, and you'll be a baseball guy. I'm sitting up there. I watch a game a little different than some.
Well, you were parked with Kirby for a minute.
Had a good visit with Kirby.
Yeah, I bet. Looked like y'all. Did you take him up to the booth with you, or did he?
He was going to. No, he didn't. All right. I'm not sure he didn't slip out because he and Dr. Skubinik. Kirby was going to be on tomorrow, but he had a conference call, a Zoom call. He and Dr. Skubinik had a Zoom call this morning, and he thought it may last. It may last till noon.
Sure.
I said, well, that sounds a little bit more important than our show, but he came up with an even better excuse last night. They boarded a plane, and they may be listening right now, but they're getting on a plane, and you know where they're going?
Men's golf.
Guess again. You're close.
Softball.
Except for it's not men, it's women, and
softball,
it's not golf,
Oklahoma
it's
City.
softball.
Softball.
They're going to Oklahoma City to watch the
Yep.
Red Raiders hopefully win a Big 12 championship. And Big 12 championships are hard to come by because I don't know if you've counted up all those teams, but the list is like this long of teams in the Big 12. It's hard to beat out 15 other teams. And I guess everybody plays softball, but maybe they don't.
I think there's two that don't.
Does Iowa State not play softball?
No, Iowa State does, and they lost in a semifinal yesterday to Arizona.
Okay.
How about that? TCU is one that doesn't
TCU doesn't play softball?
Yeah, really surprising, isn't it?
Well, it really is. Well, I guess that's not really a rich man's sport. They're more of a tennis, golf, that type of
I think they do.
skill.
Well, they won the national championship in beach volleyball this week. Who knew?
Oh, wow.
Who knew that was a thing? I guess it's an offshoot of your volleyball program, but I don't know if the same players.
And we beat out like Stanford and.
Yeah. And I'm saying,
so did we win the conference? I guess if you won the conference, we're the only ones in the conference.
TCU won beach volleyball.
That's what I'm saying. How did they beat out the West Coast team?
Yeah, they beat Pepperdine or one of those schools for the marbles.
Huh.
Yeah, how about that?
Well,
but anyway, I'm just saying
to see how much that draws.
They do some things that well,
because there are some good things about beach volleyball that I enjoy.
Yeah,
I mean, beach volleyball.
I think we're all crystal clear on that, and I understand. I'm right there with you, in fact. But
well, it's hard to beat good volleyball.
You might find yourself saying, where's the scoreboard? I haven't even noticed it.
But anyway, Kirby and them are headed up there to hopefully sit there and hold a trophy.
You got it. And that's 11 a.m.
Glasgow.
Yeah. That's an 11 a.m.
Last part of our show, we will forgive you. We will understand if you go to ESPN Plus. You could do this. You could listen to the show
and
watch ESPN Plus.
Hey, let me tell you something. It's not ESPN Plus. It's the big ESPN. It's the big one. That's my understanding.
Maybe that's why we're playing at 11, because I thought, what a crap,
I think
time to play for a championship.
I think that's exactly it. Like
that's what it is.
We'll put you on the flagship if you play at 11.
Yeah,
if you got it, at 11. Sign it up. Okay. And then the other thing that does is buy you extra rest. It gets your decision in. Our decision is in. Our conference decision is in, because Sunday night, ESPN 2, check your stuff, thinking 6 or 7. We couldn't remember if it was 7 Eastern, 7, whatever, but it's ESPN 2, 6 or 7 o'clock. That'll be when the field is announced, and the key thing we're looking for is a host site.
We're going to be in the field.
Yeah, we're going to be in the field. We want to host.
Oh, we're going to host. We're going to host a first round.
Yes, we got to.
I mean, there's serious problems if we're not hosting the first round. Now, to me, if we win anything like we did yesterday, what was that, 18 to zip?
Nothing, yeah.
Was it nothing?
Big 12 tournament record. Not a Texas Tech record. Like, nobody has ever scored 18 runs in a tournament game.
Well, I wouldn't think so.
Thrashing. Yeah.
And I think both games we have given up a total of 0 runs. Is that right?
Yeah. I was thinking, Baylor didn't get one?
Yeah, the Baylor game was 4-0.
Was it? They had the bases loaded with 2 outs in the 7th, so they had the tying run at the plate. But yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, and it's a funny thing about softball, and I'm not sure it would be fine with baseball, but baseball's hard on your arm, so if you sit over there for an hour, it'd be hard to come back in and relieve after you've started. Right. But Naja, and I don't know if she's done it. I know she's done it a few times, but I don't know if she's gotten a win and a save in the same game before. But that's one of the unique things about women's softball is you can put your starter in there, and maybe you get a couple of run lead, and you put her over at first base. They got bases loaded. You bring her back in. So
isn't that great?
Yeah.
And
I don't have any problem with that. I mean.
Yeah, and they had pinch run for her, courtesy ran, done some different things, and Kat Osterman was in the booth. And she goes, I ought to check the rules on this. I didn't even know this could be done the way they had run for her a couple times. When she was pitching, she'd get on and we'd do I guess it's like a courtesy runner. And then they take her out of the game. And as you said, all of a sudden, bases loaded, 2 outs. Say, you go in there and get that thing, Yeah.
And, it's pretty fascinating how the way he used her. Hey, in Glasgow, he's pretty sharp.
Yeah.
Here's an amazing thing, and I didn't know this, and it might not even be the truth, but it was said that he hasn't lost a series.
Yeah.
In ever.
Since he's been a head coach, he hadn't lost a conference series.
Yeah, I think that's what I heard. But I'm going to tell you this also. In fact, one of my buddies at work came in and we're talking. He goes, here's the darndest thing lately. He said, it just seems like, and he's on Facebook and I'm not, but he sees stuff. He goes, it just seemed like there's just a lot of lying going on. They just make stuff up. And I said, yeah. Terry the other day said, hey, Coach McGuire turned in his resignation. And I said, well, dear, I'm pretty sure he didn't. But it was just somebody, what do they call those?
Like trolling.
Yeah, they're trying to get you to click on it so they.
Hey, and that's the crazy thing about it too. I mean, you really do have to do sort of your own little investigative journalism, because the first thing I do when I see that stuff is you go like, all right, I'm considering the source. Who is this? I've never heard of this person. Or if they're doing it in the name of some deal, it's not ABC or CBS or something like that. It's some Shishawali deal. Like, And now I think AI gets involved in some of that crap. And but yeah, that. So
it's going to get where you hard to believe anything.
You get that, like, okay, as you got a post here, the Joey McGuire. Then you go over here and I'm going to Google it. Okay, Joey, but yeah, it makes it like you got to work at finding the.
Well, and she's looking at it going, well, it looks like a tech site,
right?
Yeah, so you start going, well, but
clickbait.
Yeah, but it just made
clickbait.
That's why you look at you look at the link, you look at what's at the top of the article. Where is this site? Where is this website? What is it? Then you can kind of scroll through. You can kind of tell if it's AI generated, and
But you gotta,
sometimes you can, sometimes you can. But I think we're at a point right now where it's easy to spot if the article was AI generated.
It reminded me of David a couple of weeks ago telling about the new arena we're going to have. $1 billion arena that we're going to have. Well, Dave, I was not 100% sure that one's right.
It's funny because we had home baseball that day. George Watson was down there talking with my dad, and he was like, that thing was a fake, this and that. And then Dad had seen Billy Breedlove sitting back over here. Of course, we've known Billy forever, but Billy's the facilities chancellor or whatever.
Yeah, we're going to get $1 billion.
Yeah, Dad said something to him, or maybe, or I don't know, but he's looking at his phone. He goes, I have an email here from the CFO, somebody like big at the system, Texas Tech. How come I didn't know about this?
I didn't know about
and Billy's going.
David called it a removable roof.
Right? Yeah. Billy was like, I can tell you this, because whatever the number was, $1.2 billion. And
that's a bunch.
Billy was like, our entire budget, like for the upcoming, academic buildings, big projects that they have, they're like, they all don't add up to $1.2 billion
for something that we already have, and it's state of the art, and it's as nice as there is in the country. So let's go spend a B on replacing that.
That's pretty funny. But that I imagine somebody did that thinking, hey, Texas Tech's throwing that oil money around left and right. I'm going to throw this out there, and it had legs there for about 10 minutes because lately the way we've been NIL-ing players and doing all that stuff, you're kind of like, well, maybe we are building some $1 million. No, we're not.
I'm not going to say which publication it was, but there was a local publication that posted that article because they just copy and pasted it and put it on their website as if it was real. I checked on it last week and it was still up.
No way. Let's go.
Oh, wow.
Hey, two Texas Tech birthdays. Old Lemuel Stinson, who's about my age, played football, played receiver.
He played in the NFL, didn't he?
And then he moved over to corner and played in the NFL for a few years with the Chicago Bears. But his birthday is today. And then when you see him out the ballpark today, tell old Jeff Haxton happy birthday.
Oh.
Yeah, happy birthday, Hax.
Yeah, Hax does a good job.
Yes, sir.
He really does. And he's one of the other ones. He and Choice. Jamie picked a good time to go on vacation and missed last night's 12:30.
I don't know where Jamie is. Yeah, no, you're exactly right there. I don't know where Jamie is, but I can just about guarantee you he's chasing his daughter's summer basketball stuff around because will be a senior next year.
Well, I'm gonna say it goes by in a hurry, so you don't want to miss much because you can't get it back.
Yep, that's right. She'll be a senior for Coach Hilliard.
All right, tomorrow, Mother's Day. I know your mother. You got a wonderful mother. I had a wonderful mother. My mother passed away several years back, but my gosh, she was a peach. She was a sweetheart. My mother-in-law is a sweetheart, and she's still alive.
That's true.
And so I've been very fortunate to have. And my wife is a great. I'm trying to think of a better adjective than great. Mother, grandmother, and so I've been around good mothers without a doubt. And then, like I say, your mother, I thought a lot and think a lot of Marcia. So anyway,
so do I.
Y'all don't forget Mother's Day tomorrow because there's nothing better than a mother. Dads are okay. Mothers are great. There's nothing better than that. since last we met on the show, we've got a new pope. Yeah, and I got you know what? I'm watching it at the office. I have the business show on at the office, and I'm watching it. And they cut, and here comes the white smoke out of the deal. I'm not Catholic. I hardly know any Catholics. There's just not a lot of Catholics in West Texas, I don't think. Or if they are, they're awful quiet about it. But I sort of got, I don't know about chills, but I got pretty emotional about that white smoke coming out of the deal. And we're going to have a new Catholic. And I'll be darned if he's not an American.
Yeah,
and we've never had that.
Yeah, Chicago guy and Southside Chicago. And somebody dug around last night on the internet because he grew up a White Sox fan, right?
Oh, wow.
And they found a clip of him at games, whatever, the final game of the 2005 World Series when the White Sox beat the Astros. And like right before, like in the last hitter of the game, they show a clip of the fans, and it's just him there with his brother and maybe his brother's son or whatever.
Was he dressed up all Catholic-y?
No, he was just in street clothes, but I think he's as regular guy as there is. I don't. Yeah. So, how about that?
Well, that's great. Now then, I wonder if they sit in that room and go, "Okay, you final 2 or 3. Have you got anything that we need to know about?
Yeah,
because it's going to come out."
No doubt.
And then what's he going to go by? Leo,
Yeah,
Leo, you got
14th,
anything in the closet we need to know about?
Surely they've investigated that before they get in the room.
I think they vetted them pretty good.
They better have. Goodness.
Sports talk conversations with a good laugh mixed in. This is the Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Okay, I bring that up because Lubbock Truck Sales is who I'm going to talk about right now. James Kinsey built that, and he and Cody made it even better. And I'm assuming a grandson may be headed that way too. I don't know. It's such a successful business, but we talk about what a great situation they have out there. I say it's up there with Prairie Dog Town as far as things you ought to go see because it's just gorgeous. They got a 26 bay service area, and you could eat off the floor out there. That is a well-run place at 1801 East Slayton Highway. And then we're on back in Midland now, so J&W Services and Linco. That's Brent Beck, Scott Blakely, Cade Walton, all our buddies. Go to jandwservices.com if you want to find out more. But anything to do with the wellhead, those are the guys you want to talk to. So anyway, I know everybody down in the middle of Odessa knows about J&W Services, but that's who you ought to be using. So anyway, what else you want to talk about, Gus? I've got one thing that's darn interesting.
Let's hear it.
See what you think about this. We got a guy that was playing third base, and he's playing third base for the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah.
Well, they traded and got a better one, and you probably know who it is. Yeah. So they moved this guy to DH. Mm-hmm. So he's DHing. Well, their first baseman gets hurt. Well, what's the natural thing to do? Let's move the DH to first base. Sure. Get him back on the field. Certainly he'd want to do that. He not only doesn't want to do it, he's talking like he ain't gonna do it. And I don't know where you get off telling the people that are paying you what you are and aren't gonna do, but I hope it doesn't end well for Rafael Devers.
Yeah, and
he said this through an interpreter. So here's a guy that doesn't speak the language in a country playing for a team making millions of dollars, and he's going to tell them that he ain't going to play first base.
Right.
I'd say, okay, come over here and sit by Biff and Skippy over here. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that really surprised me, especially at this point in the season, because they had they brought Bregman in to replace Devers at third.
I knew you'd know who it was. There you go.
Bregman won the Brooks Wallace Award.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Hey, good shirt.
Yeah. And so Devers can really hit. There's the key. And maybe he would move to second or maybe to first or whatever, but DH. And they in the last week have had a torn ACL from a first baseman. I can't remember how it happened, if it was a collision over there or something, but a torn ACL.
They may need a safety base like we have.
Yeah, they could. I don't even remember the nature of it. If they got tangled up on some kind of a pick play, I don't know what it was, but. Yeah, and I'm sure that was when they were like, "Hey, Devers, you go to first." And the fact that he said no and the way he did, goodness gracious, what are you doing, man? I mean,
now this throws his interpreter. He says, "I know I'm a ball player, but at the same time, they can't expect me to play every single position out there." He says, "Right now, I don't think it would be appropriate decision by them to ask me to play another position."
But you're DHing right now, man.
The chief of baseball, I don't even know if you call DHing a position.
Right.
You're a batter. You're a hitter.
Right.
Now, it'd be a good gig, but it'd be hard to do.
Sit
over there and.
Sure, to do third base. Yeah, I agree with you there. But, yeah, so you've got third base in there if something happens to Bregman. But third and first base are, they're cousins.
Yeah.
They're cousins. I mean.
Close enough.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, the Red Sox chief of baseball operations is Craig Breslow, and Devers says Breslow played ball. I would like to think that he knows that changing positions isn't easy. Well, so it doesn't have to be easy. You just do it.
Right.
I mean, you're getting I don't know what this guy's making.
I'm sure,
but I'm
good
positive it's millions.
Yeah, because he can. Yeah, he's put up good enough number. He's a real guy offensively. It's like he's worried about looking bad. He's worried about.
Yeah.
He's worried about some failure, and I'm sure the Red Sox are saying, "Hey, we understand.
Do the best you can. Crap, help the team here."
Mm-hmm.
See, he said now they should. He said this is Devers saying now they should do their jobs essentially and hit the market and look for another player. I'm not sure why they want me to be the in-between. Next thing you know, someone in the outfield gets hurt, and they want me to play the outfield. Mm-hmm. I know the kind of player that I am, and that's not where I stand. He's taking a stand, Gus.
Goodness.
Well, my stand on him would be come over here and sit.
Sure.
So anyway, they told me I'm a little hard-headed, but they already asked me to change once. This time I don't think I can be as flexible. I don't feel they stayed true to their word. They told me I was going to play this position, DH. Now they're going back on that.
God.
They're trying to win games, fella.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that's one of the all-time.
Yeah, that's ugly.
So I just hope it doesn't end well for him. That's just the meanness in me. So anyway.
Hey, the big news I thought around Texas Tech circles was the Cody Campbell.
Yes.
Being appointed.
Thought about seeing if Cody could be on today. I'm hoping he doesn't get too big to come on.
Yeah, he's about to get really big, and well, you talk about a I don't know what you want to call it, an invitation to the dance or a seat at the table or whatever you want, man. Him there with Saban, part of a commission on college sports that and those two are going to co-chair. The thing I hope, a few things. I think Cody's been the most thoughtful in his approach to this because in the piece that he wrote for the Federalist that we've all kind of talked about over the last 3 weeks, he talked about college sports needing an antitrust exemption. All right. Then, which is great. How do you go about that? Is that legal system? Is that legislation? I don't know. It won't be easy.
Well, we had Tuberville on when this first started. And he said they've talked to us, and they think they might want us to get involved. And that's what we're getting to.
Yep,
we're getting real close to what he was talking about. I think it's been 2 years ago.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
That we had him on talking about this stuff. And he said, but they really need to think about that because if they get us involved, talking about Congress, if they get us involved, it's going to be law.
Right.
And they're going to have to do it, and they're going to have to do it this particular way. Well, I thought that was pretty neat that we've had him talking about it, and we had Cody on talking about this stuff, and that's going to be 2 of the 3 main members of this committee, whatever you want to call it.
That's exactly right. And if they're really, really interested in solving it, then I would, hope that they have enough attorneys in the room who,
say nope, you can't do that.
Well, but they would say, hey, this is not gonna pass. This lawsuit would be filed the minute. And so if this is about just them getting, Trump to one of those here's the executive order I signed. I'm off camera. Those like things that he likes to do. The
he
photo
does have a good autograph.
Yeah, with the big signature and all that, and it's some executive order. That doesn't change anything. It does a really good job of telling everyone what his position is and this and that. But it's
that's where I think they're going to tag the senators in,
right?
And it's going to make a law, and they're going to have to.
Yeah, and there's so many approaches to this. One thing is at the federal level when they've asked for help, especially going back 2 years, they're trying to make sure that Tennessee and Texas and California and Alabama all have the same state laws that say you can give NIL to high school players or you can't, or all the different things. They're trying to just equalize the basic laws around this stuff. But I think Cody's been the most thoughtful of it, because then the second thing he's talked about is the Sports Broadcasting Act of 1961 and trying to create a national broadcasting situation for college sports, something that it's still going to keep the Texases and Alabamas and those people at the top of the game financially, but it would provide a living wage, if you will. And I think in his example he used for Toledo, Wyoming, and New Mexico, that they're going to be able to fund all the sports and all that. I think Cody's stuff has been the most thoughtful about all of it. What comes out of this, I don't know. But the best part is there's a Texas Tech guy highly, highly prominent there. And so our voice is being heard. And more importantly, we don't have to fish through a bunch of rumors to get the real information. We're going to get it straight from the guy who is the chair of our Board of Regents. And so, if there's ever a point at which the thing gets whittled down to 40 teams that are in the in crowd or 60 or 30 or whatever.
Where do you think we missed the cut? What number do we miss the cut at?
I feel safe if it's a 40-team league.
Yeah. I'd hate to be much less than that.
Because you just a lot of the rankings and different things that just over time, things that historic stuff, stadium size, some of that stuff. A lot of those times are just bigger, broader lists. We end up in the 30s somewhere, and so that's where I'm thinking. Ooh, they cut this thing down to 25. I don't know. We don't have that kind of juice, I don't think. Yeah. If they cut that thing down to 35 or 40, because the other thing, if they cut it down to 35 or 40, there's plenty of room for a lot of the Texas Techs and Texas Techs and North Carolina states and Oregon states and some of those just budgetarily that are sort of middle of the pack schools, and I think we survived something like that. But that's all coming. The other thing that happened this week, Brett Yormark signed on for 3 more years as commissioner. That's good. I do too, because think about it. I think his previous deal was set to end in 2027. Now this thing pushes up to 2030 or 2031, and we know that those are the big years. That's when all the media rights run out. And so darn good and well that when we get around to 2028, 29, 30, those guys, that's when the games are going to be getting played. That's where the next round of conference realignments, or they're going to let all of these media right deals run out at the same time and reform something. But we want Mr. Yormark at the table there on our behalf, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not 100% sure. History will look back on it and see.
Hopefully
see how well he did. So
he's been good so far. Mercy.
Yeah, been good so far. And this is very interesting stuff going on.
Oh yeah.
And one thing we know for sure, there's going to be change.
Oh yeah.
And change comes faster than you ever would have imagined. Just like the Pac-12, would you have thought there wouldn't be one?
No, I know.
It just and I really think, and I'm glad we've got a Kirby Hocutt.
You bet.
And Dr. Skuvenik. Most presidents don't take Dr. Skuvenik for granted. Most schools don't have a president that is locked in with athletics as he is, and we're very fortunate to have Dr. Skuvenik.
I think so. Yeah, I think we have a point in time right here in these last 5, 6, 7 years where there's been tremendous alignment from the regents down to Chancellor Mitchell. Interesting about Chancellor Mitchell, he doesn't really spend a lot of time and energy on the athletics thing. We love Ken Hance, but Ken Hance is not afraid to walk in there and tell Mike Leach to get, do whatever.
Yeah.
He stepped over the president and the athletic director and went right in there and handled it. Ted Mitchell's, that's not him, and so, and he's been good and supportive, but not in the way, certainly, and stays very much in his lane. And then you go down to Skuvenik, and then if you're concerned about athletics, as we are, Kirby, all those people like each other. There's good working relationships. You don't have these factions and this group hates that group, and because we've been through that in the past. We've been through that, and it's right now it's aligned, and it won't be aligned like that for much longer. And I shouldn't say it that way. It may sound like we're going to head off into chaos, but Dr. Skuvenik's on his last contract. He's in his early 70s.
Think about it this way. We're talking about Dr. Skuvenik. How many college presidents would load up and go to the softball conference championship game for their school? I'm going to say not hardly any. But that's where he's going to be today because it's important to him.
Love it.
Anyway.
He'll be home by dinner, too, since that game's at 11 o'clock.
Yeah. There's some positives to playing at 11.
Yeah,
without a doubt. Hey, and there's some negatives to playing at 8:30 at night.
Yeah, me right now.
I just sitting there thinking, if you and Choice weren't stand-up guys, but I'm just sitting there going, they've got an excuse. They've got an excuse to bail tomorrow morning. But that's why I texted them at 12:30 or whatever it was and said, hey, I'm staying up with you guys, and I'll be there in the morning. So that was my way of saying I expect y'all to be there tomorrow morning too.
You were on my list. You were good.
So anyway. All right. Well, here's a little article. We're just going in the order.
Perfect.
My stuff
checking some boxes.
Let's see. It says here soon the White House will step in with a little help from college football legends. Let's see. White House involved comes amid. Tell you what, that's one thing. Like Trump or not, he gets stuff done. And like Trump or not, my God, he's like the Energizer Bunny. It's unbelievable what that guy does. I don't see how he does it, all the things that he does. And like I say, they probably won't all turn out to be absolutely the perfect thing to have done. But, we're certainly giving it the good old college try.
This will be interesting over this next little stretch because we're going to have a House settlement agreement maybe this week.
I wish that guy's name was like Jones or instead of House. Because when you hear House, you think
and it was House, Smith, Ashby, Gustafson, and Riker versus the NCAA, I think. But his name was listed first. You know who he is? You know what he was?
Oh,
have you heard this?
Let me guess. I should know this.
He
was like a swimmer or something.
Yeah, that's right. Arizona State swimmer. This is House. But the House settlement, she had the judge is pretty much good with all of it. She wants a little bit of a grandfathering on the roster size deal, so sent him back, said, hey, fix it up, and then it's going to get approved.
Does the judge have any background in athletics?
I don't know.
It's she in California, and you go, come on, and I think she's handling it fairly well.
I do too. I think, of course, the key thing there is she's just reviewing, it's just me reviewing the agreement that Brennan and Gary put together, and so I'm looking at it going, this will pass muster, or hey, that's not going to pass muster.
That ain't going to cut it.
So she's not the author of all this stuff, but she is sort of advising the process, and the key is her signing off, and that could happen any day.
All right. We still got more stuff to talk about, and we'll do that right after this break.
Sports talk conversations with a good laugh mixed in. This is the Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Okay. The Rawls course. You don't golf much, do you, Gary?
No, sir.
All right. I was talking about that Jess Styles golf tournament where Rich Berg and Willie Retta and all that bunch was. They have it out at the Rawls course, and everybody enjoys that. If you're going to have a fundraising golf tournament, have it out there because everybody wants to play the Rawls. And that's the neat thing about the Rawls is everybody can play it. It's not like these fancy country clubs. We're members only. You can anybody can go play the Rawls. Just go in there, hand them some money, and go play. So anyway, in fact, I'm gonna say it's the best course in this part of the country that you can go play. without even having to say please. And anyway, Red Raider Club. You're a big Red Raider Club guy, aren't you? Andrea Tyree and our friends at the Red Raider Club.
Absolutely. Cam Warren.
Yeah, you got old Cam over there, and just a good bunch of folks over at the Red Raider Club, and they have never been more important than they are, and they've always been important. Back to Leet Jackson. Johnny Owens was president of the Red Raider Club at one time, but going all the way back 70 years, I guess. The Red Raider Club has been a big part of Texas Tech, and like I say, even more so now.
Yeah, and you don't have to be a zillionaire to participate.
No.
You can be, I don't know what.
Well, you don't have to be a Tech grad.
Kind of, no. Yeah, but there's entry level deals that can, might go out. I can't afford a whole lot. We'll do $100, but that absolutely matters. And they're trying to get a whole lot of people in there for $100. And yeah, they need the $1 million guys too, but that's a different.
Yes, they do.
Hey, you've got in this packet the Red Raider Weekend in Ruidoso. Texas Tech Alumni Association, June 27th, 29th. I have been to this event before, and it was fantastic. It's June 27, 29. You can get tickets, texastechalumni.org/Ruidoso Weekend. I'm sure you can pick up the phone and call somebody.
Kurt Langford, Jim Douglas, that whole bunch. Yes. Chris Sneed.
Andrea Watson, good people.
Andrea, that whole bunch over there do a wonderful job.
Yeah, the concert this year, of course, it's Saturday at the track, and there's a golf thing. Yeah, there's a golf thing Rainmaker. On Friday night dinner.
They call it Painmaker. It's Rainmaker Golf Course. They call it Painmaker because there's some pretty tough, but it's a unique, great mountain course.
What is it, the Links at Sierra Blanca?
Is that one? Okay,
is that different?
The Links now? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Links is different. And the Links, it's never looked better than it is now. And it's a sort of a Rawls type course, the Links type course.
And Saturday, you're at the horse races that day having fun. And then Saturday night, the concert this year is Flatland Cavalry, and I would like to see that. Cleto Cordero, Jason Albers, those guys started that band when they were students at
Texas Tech University
Tech about 10, 12 years ago. And Cleto is some kind of special. And I think I heard Cleto. He might have had Dr. Mann because he's an accounting graduate. He didn't just get a degree at Texas Tech. He got an accounting degree and went, this music thing's pretty good. And that guy is some kind of special. I would love to see that band.
I don't think of accountants as getting on stage.
I agree.
And singing and
I think the story was that he wanted to do that because his mom wanted him to, have something to fall back on or whatever, which that's good. That's good momming. But especially you think, oh my gosh, my son's going to go be a musician. Where's he going to end up?
And I'm not trying to hurt any of you accountants' feelings, but you
got to be wired that way.
Yeah. So anyway,
absolutely.
All right, baseball. Let's finish up because this is the last segment with Gus here.
Oh, yeah.
And then we're going to tag Choice in. But, all right, the standings are, it looks like West Virginia is going to win the conference. And I don't think that would have been predicted at the first of the year. Who was predicted to win?
OSU, and look where they are.
Hey, have you ever in your life, before the last couple of years, had less respect for polls? Ooh. We've had just pitiful polling. Mm-hmm. The football polling last year, you could have almost flipped it over and said, we accidentally got it backwards.
Right.
So, and this too. I mean, I don't know where West Virginia was picked, and I'm pretty sure Kansas wasn't picked that high up, but maybe they were. And Tech was picked fairly high, weren't they?
Yeah, fifth or sixth? Yeah, fifth or sixth, yeah.
When they picked us fifth, I thought,
really have a chance.
That's not enough respect for us, guys. Come on now. And I'll be darned. It's maybe a little too much respect for us. But anyway, we went to 11-14 in the conference last night. We're going to the tournament.
Yep.
You remember when you were out there in the Southwest Conference.
That was our hope.
There were 8 or 9 teams. 4 went to the tournament, and all the rest of them went home.
And 3 were...
Turn in your jockstrap and see you later.
Texas, A&M, and Arkansas, and so the rest of us.
Yeah, there's one spot there because you had Texas, way more money, A&M, way more money, Arkansas, way more money, way more tradition, way more facilities.
At that time.
And then you had the rest of the pack.
At that time, it was
Baylor, Rice, TCU.
Yeah.
And then Houston came in, and Houston was an admirable foe.
Sure.
So anyway, but now it's 12 out of 14.
Mm-hmm. And the top 4 get buys.
I'm not.
And it's a single elimination, just like this
it's fine to have 12, but I would say if there's 14 teams, send 6 of them home.
Yeah.
Well, let's do this. Let's see if you take 6 of them.
And it's single elimination now too, Coach Ash. So
yeah,
you better.
I will say this:
your pitching depth isn't going to matter if you don't win game 1.
I will say this, and I really wish some of our pitchers could go longer than they go. And I think that comes from nibbling around and your pitch count getting up high instead of just going right at people. But if you could get 7 innings out of some of your starters, you might have enough pitching.
Right.
But you better go click, 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 click.
Yeah.
You can't lose a game, but
can't have a hiccup.
Yeah.
You can't have one.
And I will say this: if you win those close games against the good, when you play the good ones, you'll have a chance later because you're getting down in their pitching, and we hit.
Right.
Average pitching extremely well.
Yep.
We have trouble with good pitching. Everybody has trouble with good pitching, but we seem to have a little bit more trouble with good pitching. Just like last night. What do we have through 5 innings? A hit?
Oh, yeah. That kid was.
Maybe a hit or 2. Oh, but look, let's take him out, and get into their bullpen, and all of a sudden.
Well, here's a bunch of base runners.
Yeah.
That kid was interesting because we had seen anywhere from 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", but herky-jerky. And and I know you. I noticed you. In fact, we spotlighted you coming out of an inning. They were like, "Isn't that Gary Ashby?" I was like, "Oh, Coach Ash, don't pick your nose," because we sat there and talked about you, and they put your headshot up from when you were coaching.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But I know what you're doing. You're sitting down there looking at the pitcher, good breaking ball, this and that.
I like to go down the first few innings and just watch and see if a guy's pitching. Is he pitching or is he out there just throwing?
Well, that kid last night was 87, 88 with his fastball, but big time herky-jerky and had really established a good changeup.
Yes, he did.
And he was pitching ahead in the count. And so how many swings and misses and bad swings did we get against an 88-mile-an-hour fastball?
And let me tell you what. It's a fast 88.
Yes.
When you got a good changeup, that 88 is like 95.
And I was wondering, just from sitting down there behind the plate, there had to be some funkiness to the release point or something, because the first time through that they're just enough herky-jerky, and he's really tall and skinny and all that. Like, you were seeing dudes get abused by an 88-mile-an-hour fastball. And you could see some guy today throwing 94 and they're teeing him up. You know how that goes.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
But yeah, he was getting strike 1 too. He'd land the first.
And I've said this:
or whatever.
Why more pitchers don't throw a changeup nowadays?
Oh.
I think they're scared of changeups because it's really just sort of tossing it up there,
kind of finesse.
And if somebody's looking for your changeup and you tell them you're going to throw it. Speaking of that, I've got
then you're just sitting on a 79-mile-an-hour fastball, right?
Yeah, but that bunch I had back then. The first year we led the nation in hitting, but I could make them look silly with my Cuban palm ball, my changeup.
Sure.
Because a good changeup, you can be all geared up for that fastball, but a changeup will make you look silly.
And then once you start throttling it down to get to the changeup, then the fastball, especially a fastball up, looks like it's 95 miles an hour. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just pitching, isn't it?
There is a new pitch. Did you know that?
They call it a kick change.
There's one of the photos of the day right there for you TV folks.
Kick change. Yeah. Hey, and here's the kick change. You know who's throwing that? That's not his hand, probably. You know who's throwing that and loves it is old Davis Martin.
Well,
he loves that pitch. Utera throws it here for us. There's a couple of those
Once
guys
again,
that really like it.
You best do something different. Because if you're just out there throwing 92, 94,
you better be
and you
perfect.
Ain't got nothing different. Hey, I tell you something else about that guy last night. His ball moved.
I bet.
His ball ran.
It looked like it.
And I think that was part of the issue there. Yeah, the kick change was born in. Here's where the kick change was born.
Let's hear it.
High-tech pitching lab in North Carolina called Thread Athletics. Former minor league pitcher Leaf Strom developed it. And let's see. It's designed. Golly, they think so much more than we used to. We used to, Yeah. But now he is designed to pitch those supinator pitchers that rotate their forearm and wrist outward and often struggle with changeups. I didn't know that they struggled with changeup. It used a There's a lot of thinking going on in baseball nowadays, folks. So, anyway. All right, Gus, we just got a few minutes left. What do you want to share with the world out there?
Oh, man. I get 15 hours a week to do my sharing.
I know it. Isn't that something?
I'm looking at this thing here.
I admire you guys, all you weekday guys.
Our 1974 football ticket plans. And I did see, we saw some news about tickets this week. Maybe single game football tickets went on sale.
Yeah. I've got that here.
Yep, that's a big one. If you were, if you're maybe out of town or you got some friends coming in for the so-and-so game, you know which one I think will be big?
Tell me. Lay some knowledge on me.
BYU, late. Coach Ash might be our final home game. It's one of them. But they're just, they're pretty good. They've got a big following. If you're,
they're pretty well thought of, not that matters.
No, and I would tell you this. I don't think this is a secret, but that's going to be the Hall of Fame induction game. Coach Ash, you former inductees will be there on Friday night for dinner, or be invited, I assume. But they've
got the class already picked, don't they?
Yeah, but not announced. I think they're the final stage of vetting. But yes, but yeah, Coach Ash, I think that'll be the one. I think that'll be the one that people are wrestling to. Because here's the thing: I think we're going to be pretty good, and I think by late November that may be the game that we're going to win that one and go to Arlington. I think that game will have something riding on it beyond just another home game.
What might happen? Oh, you heard it here first. Y'all ready? You heard it here first. It may be a back-to-back Tech BYU.
Yeah. May turn around and see him 2 weeks later. Absolutely.
Yeah. So anyway, and it might not, but it might be. Here it is, May the 12th. What day is today? All right. So tomorrow,
Monday, yeah.
You folks that are at the $25,000 level can go in and get your single game tickets. And then on Tuesday, you $10,000 and plus donors can go pick out your single game tickets. And then on Wednesday, the $3,000 plus. Thursday, the $200 plus. And then Friday, the $50 plus can go. Season ticket holders. There you have it.
There you go.
And then if there's any left, May the 19th, which will be the next Monday, y'all can go in there.
And anybody can go in there.
So it's coming up this week.
Yep. You'll be wanting to pay attention to that. You should be okay on a bunch of those early tickets. But, yeah, some of those early games, there'll be excitement about the season starting, but Pine Bluff's not going to move the needle. But, yeah, those conference games later on.
Oh, we actually playing a Pine Bluff?
Yeah, we do. I think it's Pine Bluff. Isn't that right?
Yeah, Arkansas Pine Bluff. You go from Arkansas Pine Bluff to Kent State. I think Kent State will probably be worse than Pine Bluff.
Too. Kent State fired their coach like 3 weeks ago, Coach Ash.
Oh, really?
Not good in football. Yeah, they were really bad last year.
And in the day of pay to play,
oh my goodness,
I doubt if Kent State's paying.
Yeah.
A lot.
And that was the team that we plugged in because this was the year that we were going to play against athletic director Parker at Colorado State.
Yeah.
But we backed out of that game a couple years ago, and Kirby backed out of that game. I think when he did it, he said, hey, we're not building this $230 million stadium down here to only play 6 home games. And this is the year that we have 4 conference games at home, and so he wanted 3 non-conference games at home, so we backed out of Colorado State.
It's amazing how little Kirby and I disagree with each other, but we disagree with this.
Oh, which one?
Well, bringing in the Arkansas Pine Bluff and Kent State and playing 8 home games.
7.
Oh, is it 7?
7. Yeah.
Yeah, 7's
3.
8's too many. 7's. Yeah,
7 of the 12 at home. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine because you don't have to go.
Yeah, because our that's true.
Go or don't go.
We alternate. 1 year you're gonna have 5 conference games at home and 4 on the road, and then the next year you'll have 5 road games and 4 at home or whatever if I flip that. But this is a year where we've got 5 conference road games.
Okay, so next year it'll be 8 home games.
You know what? I don't know. But no, because next year we have a road non-conference game. It's 5 and 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I forget who it is, but we go on the road to play somebody in non-conference. One of these years we go to Denton to play North Texas, which will be not kind of a home game, but
and you think we'll go kick their hind end, but those games are always like ACU just the other day.
A little dicey.
Yeah. Don't.
I'm kind of looking forward to Oregon State. We got a Pac-12 team coming in, but Oregon State
2 o'clock today.
Yes, sir.
Go out to Rip Griffin Park. If you can't make it out to Rip Griffin Park, listen to Gus and John Harris. Excuse me.
Yeah.
On or watch
ESPN
them on
Plus.
ESPN Plus, or listen to Choice and
Haxton, the birthday boy.
The birthday
Jeff
boy.
Haxton, the birthday
on
boy.
Double T 97.3.
Yes, sir.
You've been listening to the Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby podcast from Double T 97.3. Catch the show live Saturday mornings from 9 to noon on Double T 97.3 FM or on the Double T 97.3 mobile app.